Hey, Raiders fans! We are diving into the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders and the exciting possibilities that come with a new era. With Pete Carroll out of the picture, the Raiders have a rare opportunity to reshape the future of this franchise, and the coaching search is heating up in ways that could completely redefine the team. Today, we are going to break down the top head coach candidates for the Raiders, starting with offensive-minded coaches before moving on to defensive-minded options. Each name we discuss carries unique traits, experience, and philosophies that could fit into the Raiders' vision for the future. Let's start by talking about the offensive-minded coaches, the guys who could bring fresh ideas, energy, and innovation to the Raiders' offensive side. One name that immediately comes to mind is Clint Kubiak, currently the offensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks. Kubiak has built a reputation as a young, innovative offensive mind, and at just 38 years old, he brings both experience and a hunger to succeed. He has experience with the Vikings and the Saints, and being the son of Super Bowl winning coach Gary Kubiak gives him football lineage that cannot be ignored. The Raiders have tremendous young talent on offense, including Ashton Gentry and Brock Bowers, and adding a coach like Kubiak could maximize their potential while building a dynamic, modern attack. He has strong ties to the Shanahan coaching tree, known for producing creative, high-scoring offenses, and that could fit perfectly with the Raiders' current roster and the plans to invest in the offensive line. Another intriguing offensive candidate is Grant Udinski, currently the youngest offensive coordinator in the NFL. If hired, he would make history as the youngest head coach ever in the league. Udinski's work in Jacksonville has earned him recognition as a rising star, especially given his connections with Liam Cohen and John Spytek. While he has never called plays as a head coach, his strategic mind, understanding of quarterback development, and ability to inspire young players make him an exciting, albeit risky, option. The Raiders could benefit from someone like Udinski who brings fresh ideas, a strong understanding of modern offensive principles, and the energy to mold a team around young talent like Fernando Mendoza. His track record with Trevor Lawrence and his work in college and the NFL speak to a coach who could take a developing roster to new heights. Joe Brady is another offensive coach who has been gaining attention. Currently serving as the offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills, Brady is only 36 years old and has already made a name for himself in quarterback development. He has experience working with elite college talent and translating that into the NFL, having worked with Joe Burrow and the Panthers. While Brady is undoubtedly a talented coordinator, there are questions about whether his skill set translates to head coaching, as some coaches excel in coordinator roles but struggle as head coaches. Still, his offensive creativity, particularly in passing game design, and experience with high-caliber talent make him a candidate worth considering for the Raiders' offensive leadership. Then we have Mike LaFleur, currently the Rams' offensive coordinator, who comes from a Shanahan tree and has been active in coaching since 2009. LaFleur's experience includes stints with the Jets, Rams, and college programs, and he is known for his innovative offensive schemes. While it is unclear whether he would leave his current role to become a head coach, his knowledge of quarterback development and creative offensive thinking make him an appealing candidate. Raiders fans looking for a coach who can maximize talent and build a forward-thinking offense should keep an eye on LaFleur, as he brings both experience and the potential to develop the next generation of Raiders offensive stars. Wes Phillips, currently the offensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings and son of coaching legend Wade Phillips, also deserves consideration. He has done solid work with the Vikings since 2022, and his experience across multiple NFL teams provides a wealth of knowledge. While some may place him lower on the list due to limited experience as a head coach, his connections and understanding of NFL offenses, combined with his ability to work with talent at all levels, give him a chance to bring the Raiders' offense to a new level. His background, family football pedigree, and familiarity with building dynamic offensive units are all positives that cannot be ignored. Josh Grizzard from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers also appears as a candidate. While not in the top 10 for many, his experience as a past game coordinator, combined with his time with the Dolphins and his academic background at Yale, makes him a smart, analytical coach. His connection to Brian Flores and potential overlap with Tom Brady could create intriguing opportunities for synergy on the Raiders staff. Grizzard may not have the same profile as other offensive candidates, but his intelligence and experience as a coordinator give him potential value in shaping the Raiders' offensive philosophy. Not every name in this mix excites equally. Matt Nagy, for example, is someone I would pass on entirely for a head coaching role. While he has had success as an offensive coordinator, particularly with elite quarterbacks, his system tends to rely heavily on quarterback talent like Patrick Mahomes to succeed. The Raiders need someone who can build a sustainable system with young talent and multiple pillars, not someone dependent on a generational quarterback to make the scheme work. Shifting focus slightly, Mike McCarthy remains a compelling option. The former Cowboys head coach has a proven NFL track record, including a Super Bowl victory. His experience, offensive mind, and ability to manage a team make him a candidate who can bring stability, knowledge, and leadership to a team looking to solidify its identity. While he may not represent a fresh, young perspective, McCarthy's experience in winning environments could help the Raiders build a foundation while mentoring younger coaches on staff. Brian Daboll is another coach to consider, though primarily for an offensive coordinator role rather than head coach. Daboll's impact on quarterbacks like Josh Allen demonstrates his ability to maximize talent and create productive, dynamic offenses. Bringing him in as an offensive coordinator could complement a head coach with a strong vision, ensuring that the Raiders' offensive unit operates efficiently and effectively, regardless of which young talent is on the roster. As we move toward defensive-minded coaches, it is worth noting that the Raiders already have a few confirmed names they are interested in. Jesse Minter, currently the Chargers' defensive coordinator, stands out as a top defensive candidate. With experience under both Jim and John Harbaugh and a strong Michigan coaching background, Minter combines innovative defensive schemes with a proven track record of player development. At only 42 years old, he represents a younger generation of defensive coaches ready to make a significant impact, and his connections with key figures in the league could create synergy within the Raiders' front office. Chris Shula, defensive coordinator of the Rams and grandson of Don Shula, is another standout defensive candidate. Shula has built a reputation for maximizing defensive talent while working with limited resources. His ability to create one of the top defensive units in the league, despite a modest budget, speaks to his intelligence, adaptability, and coaching acumen. At 39 years old, he is respected throughout the NFL and has the pedigree and experience to take a team's defensive unit to elite levels. For the Raiders, needing to invest heavily in offensive development, Shula could be a key figure in stabilizing the defense while mentoring younger players. Brian Flores also enters the discussion as a defensive-minded candidate. Former head coach of the Dolphins and a former Patriots assistant, Flores has experience building competitive, aggressive defenses and generating pressure through smart schemes. He has the ability to transform a defense while instilling discipline and intensity, and his past success at the NFL and college levels makes him a coach who can impact a roster immediately. His focus on a high-pressure, attacking style fits the Raiders' traditional identity and could reignite the team's defensive identity while complementing offensive growth. Other defensive names include Jeff Hafley from the Packers and Steve Spagnuolo from the Chiefs. Hafley, with experience in college and the NFL, brings strong defensive acumen and leadership skills. Spagnuolo, while decorated as a defensive coordinator with multiple Super Bowl rings, is not considered a head coach candidate for the Raiders at this time due to his specialized coordinator role. The mix of young, innovative defensive minds and experienced leaders provides the Raiders with multiple pathways to success as they look to fill one of the most important positions in the franchise. Continuing with defensive-minded candidates, one of the most intriguing names for the Raiders is Jesse Minter. Minter's approach is aggressive, disciplined, and adaptable, focusing on creating pressure, generating turnovers, and making opposing offenses uncomfortable in every play. His experience in Michigan and the NFL gives him a strong foundation, blending traditional defensive philosophies with innovative schemes designed to exploit weaknesses. At 42 years old, he represents a modern defensive mind that could seamlessly integrate with the Raiders' front office vision, especially given his familiarity with the Harbaugh family and the professional network that comes with that connection. Minter is not just a strategist. He is also known for developing young talent, which would be critical for a Raiders roster looking to combine veteran leadership with emerging players. Chris Shula offers a complementary style. He has demonstrated an ability to craft top-tier defenses despite financial limitations and roster challenges. With 2 seasons as the Rams' defensive coordinator, he has proven that disciplined, well-coached units can outperform more expensive, star-studded squads. Shula's philosophy emphasizes communication, speed, and situational awareness, helping defenders anticipate plays and react decisively. His pedigree, being the grandson of Don Shula, carries a legacy of football intelligence and leadership that resonates across the league. For the Raiders, who may not have unlimited resources to invest in defensive talent, Shula presents a blueprint for success that maximizes efficiency, performance, and adaptability while maintaining a high level of competitiveness. Brian Flores brings a different flavor to the mix. Known for his intense, high-pressure style, Flores emphasizes disrupting offensive rhythm and forcing mistakes. His tenure as the Dolphins' head coach showcased his ability to instill discipline and resilience, building teams that could challenge superior talent on paper. Flores thrives in environments where he can implement complex schemes, motivate players, and push a team to its limits without compromising structure or cohesion. For a Raiders team looking to reclaim its identity as a tough, physical, and relentless unit, Flores could inject both strategic acumen and a cultural shift, particularly on a defense that has struggled at times with consistency and aggression. Jeff Hafley, defensive coordinator for the Packers, represents another interesting option. Hafley combines strong leadership with tactical versatility, drawing from years of experience in both college and professional football. His track record includes developing players who had previously underperformed and creating defensive schemes that adjusted dynamically to opponent tendencies. Hafley emphasizes fundamentals, discipline, and adaptability, traits that are essential in a league where offenses are increasingly complex and fast-paced. While Hafley may not yet have the profile of a front-running candidate, his ability to nurture talent and coordinate multi-layered defenses gives the Raiders options to consider when blending experience with potential for innovation. While some names may appear as underdogs or secondary considerations, their inclusion reflects the Raiders' openness to creative thinking in this coaching search. Defensive innovation in today's NFL is as much about communication and player development as it is about play calling. A candidate who can cultivate a strong culture, develop emerging players, and maintain adaptability in high-pressure situations could have as much impact on the Raiders' long-term success as a high-profile, offensive-minded coach. The balance between youth, energy, and proven experience is delicate, but the Raiders are in a position to attract a mix that could redefine the team's identity for years to come. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers are growing louder around the Raiders' facilities, and they all point to one unmistakable message. Pete Carroll does not forgive easily. In the days leading up to the highly anticipated clash against the Chiefs, sources close to the team suggest that the veteran head coach made a bold and controversial decision by distancing a starting player from the spotlight. Officially, nothing dramatic has been confirmed. Unofficially, however, the move is being described as a clear statement of authority from a coach who has built his career on discipline and accountability. According to insiders, the situation escalated after internal disagreements involving preparation standards and commitment during practice sessions. Carroll, known for his calm public demeanor but uncompromising internal rules, reportedly felt that the line had been crossed. Rather than smoothing things over quietly, he chose to act. The absence of a regular starter from key reps immediately fueled speculation in the locker room and among league observers, especially with such a massive divisional battle looming. The timing alone has raised eyebrows across the NFL. Facing Kansas City is never just another game, and any disruption to the starting lineup naturally sparks debate. Some within the organization believe Carroll is sending a message not only to the player involved, but to the entire roster. Reputation and status offer no protection. Others argue the decision carries risk, potentially unsettling team chemistry at a critical moment. Las Vegas, meanwhile, tries to project calm. Public comments remain vague, focusing on competition and coaching choices. Yet behind closed doors, the tension is real. Carroll's arrival brought expectations of cultural change, and this episode may be the clearest sign yet of how serious he is about reshaping the Raiders in his image. Whether this hardline stance galvanizes the team or becomes a lingering distraction is still unknown. What is certain is that in Las Vegas, Pete Carroll has made it clear that no one is untouchable, not even on the eve of showdown that could define the season. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.